What's up, everybody? Justin here to do my 2018 Survivor Series predictions. Here to do my 2018 Survivor Series predictions. It is this Sunday, 5 nights away. Hopefully, you'll be watching. I will be. And I just want to address Becky Lynch is out at Survivor Series. She can't compete. I don't think she got a bad concussion. I think she does have a broken nose, but she's not going to be cleared. I wish they would clear her, but I guess it's safer for Becky to not be cleared and to just put the match off. Put Ronda Becky off until Royal Rumble, or what I would do is have it be the main event of WrestleMania 35. So that just sucks. That blows. It absolutely fucking sucks. Becky cannot face Ronda this Sunday. I can't see it. And I was looking forward to it so much. I really wanted to see it. Shame on you, Nia Jax, for doing what you did. I don't care if it's an accident. Shame on you. And for the dumbasses that I guess I don't look at these trolls accounts, but for the dumbasses that sent Nia Jax death threats on social media, shame on you. You should be banned from social media forever. You don't deserve to be on it. If you sent Nia death threats, do a favor for me. Jump out your goddamn window or jump off your roof. You don't deserve to live if you want to send death threats to wrestlers. You are absolute scum. So now I got that out of the way. Survivor Series 2018 predictions. Up first, let's start with a kickoff matchup. It's 5 teams on 5 teams. A lot of guys in this match. A total of 10 tag teams. That's pretty crazy. You got to go all the way back to like the 80s, maybe late 90s. They didn't even have 10 tag teams, I don't think. You got to go back to the late 80s, where you got to back in the late 80s is the last time I think they had like 10 tag teams, so many teams. You got on Team Raw. This is a 5 teams on 5 teams Survivor Series elimination. On Monday Night Raw, you have Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, The Revival, the B Team, Lucha House Party, and The Ascension take on Team SmackDown, the Usos, the New Day. Can be any 3 members of the New Day. Which one will it be? I don't know. Or which 2 New Day members? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Sanity has joined Team SmackDown. Which 2 members of Sanity will it be? I hope it's Eric Young and Killian Dane. Anderson and Gallows. They haven't been on TV for I think over 4 months. Long time. Primo and Epico. I haven't seen them on TV, seems like a year. Probably longer. Why do they even have Primo and Epico under contract? I don't get it. Because they don't use them. Maybe they're used on house shows, but I doubt it. So there are the teams for Raw and SmackDown, all the tag teams. That's a total. On one team, you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 guys on each team. That's a lot of guys. I predict Team SmackDown, the Usos, the New Day, Sanity, Anderson and Gallows, and Primo and Epico, I predict will win. Right now, I should be watching Mixed Match Challenge to see Asuka Charlotte face off, but I'm not. I'll watch it Thursday. So again, I predict all the 5 tag teams on Raw and SmackDown elimination match, classic traditional Survivor Series elimination. I got Team SmackDown: Usos, New Day, Sanity, Anderson and Gallows, and Primo and Epico. Now to the champion versus champion. Intercontinental champion versus U.S. champion Seth Rollins versus Nakamura. It should be good. I don't know how much time they'll give them. Maybe 15, 20 minutes if they're lucky. I got Seth Rollins winning. He should win. He should go over. And basically to be shown that, in my opinion, Rollins is the best in the world. Out of all the male wrestlers, Rollins, to me, is the best. Seth Rollins wins over Nakamura. Now let's go to the tag team battle of tag team champions. Raw tag team champions against SmackDown tag team champions. The AOP with Drake Maverick, the Raw tag champs, going up against The Bar. The Bar's with The Big Show. I got The Bar winning. AOP shouldn't win over The Bar, but who the hell knows how it will go. Up next, let's go with what if it was Becky Ronda, it could have been the main event of Survivor Series, and it should have been. But sadly, we're not getting Becky Ronda. That fucking sucks. I'm so angry that Nia Jax did that to Becky. She did not have to do that. That was totally unnecessary to injure the champion on the other brand and to rob all the fans of seeing Becky Ronda this Sunday. Now we have to wait till Rumble or WrestleMania to see Becky Ronda. I didn't want to wait, and I don't like waiting. I want to see Becky Ronda at Survivor Series. But Nia Jax, you screwed it up for everybody, and you robbed the fans of seeing that matchup. It will happen in the future, but I don't like waiting. I would never send a death threat to a wrestler and just because I'm angry at him, but seriously, Nia, F you. That's all I'm going to say. So, Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion, taking on Becky Lynch, cut a promo and then got a chance to pick Ronda's opponent out of the SmackDown Women's roster. Now, I guess some are angry that I don't know why some would be angry or stupid if you're angry that she picked Charlotte. Who else on the SmackDown Women's roster did you think Becky would pick? There were only 2 options, in my opinion. It was either Charlotte or Asuka. And Becky decided to pick her best friend behind the scenes in real life. One of her 4 horsewomen. One of her greatest rivals. Becky picked Charlotte Flair. Now, was I looking forward to Becky Ronda a lot more? Yes, of course, than Charlotte Ronda. But Charlotte Ronda will still be very good and entertaining. And just stop, few people out there, just stop saying Charlotte is the Roman Reigns of the women's division. No, she's not. This was a last-minute decision that Becky was taken out of the match. Not even last minute, really, because they found out last night Becky had a broken nose and the doctors won't clear her for Sunday. But seriously, there were no other women for Ronda to go against, either Asuka or Charlotte. And Asuka got a huge pop. Asuka got a big pop when Becky looked at her to face Ronda. I would have rather seen Asuka Ronda. I think that match would be awesome. But Charlotte Asuka will still be damn good. Got a few comments in the chat. I agree, Victor. Becky Ronda would have been amazing. We're going to just have to wait to see it. I don't like waiting. And just think about it. That should have never happened. What Nia Jax did, that should have never happened to Becky. Especially before a big match on Sunday. Every woman on Raw should have been told backstage, do not attack Becky and hurt her. That should have been told to every woman. But obviously, Nia Jax is an idiot. She just decided to punch her in the face or elbow her. Laura, I remember Monday you said you're going to take over War Games, and you said you're going Sunday. Enjoy the shows. I'm sure they'll be very good and even better in person, because WWE is always better in person than on TV. At least for me, I always have a better time at live events than watching. But watching from home is also very, very comfortable. So Ronda against Charlotte. It's not Charlotte's fault. She was put in the match. There were no other options. It was either Asuka or Charlotte. And they picked Charlotte. If you think about it, this is a dream match. You got the face. Charlotte, one of the female faces of the company. Ronda is also one of the female faces. So like it or not, Ronda Charlotte is a dream match. Well, I think Becky, this is my prediction. I think Becky runs in and I'm just reading a comment before I get to my prediction. That's pretty damn funny, Laura. Said you're going to boo the shit out of Nia. And you should. And every fan should. Because again, Nia Jax robbed us of seeing Becky Ronda at Survivor Series. We shouldn't have to wait till Rumble or WrestleMania. But Nia, you fucked up and you robbed every fan of seeing Becky and Ronda. I'm going to read your comment more closely. Hopefully the Nia sucks chants are raining down on her. So my prediction is I believe Becky Lynch will show up at ringside. Becky will show up at ringside. I had to just approve your comment because you cursed. Again, anybody feel free to curse. I don't care. I won't be offended, but I guess YouTube's offended because I had to approve your comment that had the F word in it. Again, I'm never ever offended by cursing. So feel free to curse all you want in the comments. I will approve it. Unless, what's up, Andre? I see you join the chat. Nice to see you in the chat. Again, feel free to curse. I'll approve your comment unless it's directed at me. I won't put up with that. So my prediction for Ronda Charlotte is Becky will show up at ringside, outside the ring, and Becky will screw Ronda Rousey out of the match. Charlotte will win with Becky's help. And I think that is the best possible outcome for this matchup. Have Becky screw Ronda, make her angry, so they can finally build to their matchup they have in the future more. It'd be a good build-up. I don't think, knowing WWE, You're probably right, Andre. Said there's no way Ronda is going to be defeated prior to WrestleMania. You're probably right. And I was about to say, WWE probably will not have Ronda lose to Charlotte, but they should, and they should have Let me start over. They should, and they should have Becky screw Ronda over to just show Ronda that she doesn't give a rat's ass about her by screwing her. But I doubt it will happen. Charlotte lost many times to Becky in their feud, and it's not going to hurt Charlotte at all to lose. It's not going to hurt her because she's lost a lot. Again, F you, Nia, for robbing us of Becky Ronda, because it was a money match. That was a main event match. I want to see it. Thank you, Andre, for giving me a like. Victor says it could be possible that Styles lost the title because of Lynch Ronda match being tossed out to keep the interest. I agree. I think that's why Daniel Bryan just won the WWE Championship. That is a big damn moment on SmackDown. SmackDown Live, you barely ever have title changes, barely ever on Raw or SmackDown. Barely ever anymore. The last title change was for a world title, was AJ defeating Jinder on a SmackDown from London last year. Last November was the last WWE title change on TV. So it barely ever happens. I was pretty damn surprised that they did it and had Daniel Bryan win. I was pretty damn happy. I was sick. I got very sick of AJ Styles as champion. His title reign. Don't get me wrong, I love AJ. I'm a fan of his forever. Going back to his TNA, Impact Wrestling days, I'll always be a fan of AJ. But his title reign was getting boring. He was not put in the main events of any pay-per-views hardly at all. He was not the main event of WrestleMania. Him and Nakamura was not. And again, to me, the Universal title is not more important. It's not more important than the WWE Championship. The WWE Championship, to me, is still the main title in the company. Not the Universal title. It is not. So anyways, I'm going to say Charlotte wins against Ronda by Becky's interference. The ref will probably take a bump. Becky might use a chair, knock out Ronda. Who knows? I'll probably be dead wrong, but I'm sticking with Charlotte to win. Up next, I'm going to predict the women's Survivor Series elimination match. Mickie James, Ruby Riott, Nia Jax, Tamina. Again, F you, Nia. I hope the crowd boos you out of the building for injuring Becky. And I say that because Nia Jax should have not done that. She was really stupid to injure the champion of the other brand when she should have knew. Everybody wanted to see Becky, Ronda, and Nia Jax. Ruined it for all the fans. Again, maybe it was an accident. Nia didn't know who she was punching or elbowing. Who cares? If it was an accident, she should have never done it. Another comment I have to approve. I don't know, because you said the F word. Everything Pro Wrestling has joined the chat. Said, what's up? What's up? I'm not often here on live streams, but I'm going to try to do more live streams for predictions and reviews of pay-per-views. Nia Jax. I'm still angry at her, and I'll probably be angry at her until after Sunday. Again, I would never ever send her death threats like some dumbass fucking retarded fans, I guess, sent Nia death threats. You don't deserve to be on social media if you do that. You deserve to go on top of your roof and jump off it because you're fucking stupid. All I'm saying to Nia is you were wrong in what you did. So the Raw women's team is Mickie James, Ruby Riott, Nia Jax, Tamina, and Natalya. And Natalya, to me, does not fit in. I love her to death. She's one of my favorite women wrestlers. Not Nia. Natalya is one of my favorites. She actually follows me on Twitter. I can't believe it, but she does. Feel free, anybody in the chat, anybody watching, feel free to put down all your predictions for Survivor Series. Hopefully you will be watching. I will be, and I'll be on Twitter at WWE NXT Guy Live tweeting it. So Natalya on the same team with Ruby Riott. Natalya on the same team with 4 other heels. That's pretty stupid, in my opinion. If I was Natalya, I would jump off the apron and walk out. That's what I would do. So the team SmackDown women is Carmella, Naomi, Asuka. I love Asuka. She's one of my favorites. Sonya Deville, and there's a free spot for a 5th woman to be added to the SmackDown women's team because Charlotte was taken out of it to take on Ronda. So there's a free spot. Who do you think is going to take that free spot for the SmackDown women's team? Leave your pick in the comment in the chat. I believe the mystery woman that gets the 5th spot on the SmackDown women's team, I believe it will be Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose. I don't want it to be her. I'm not a fan of hers. I don't dislike her, but I'm not a fan of her. I would rather have it be Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross should be the surprise 5th partner for Team SmackDown. Nikki Cross should be. When I don't speak, I'm reading the comments. So I would put Nikki Cross in there. She was just on SmackDown last week. I'm sure it's a one-off appearance. She's not a part of SmackDown. She is not a part of the SmackDown roster. That was just a one-off appearance that Nikki took on Becky and lost. But I like to see Nikki Cross on the team, but it will probably be Mandy Rose. So I predict the Raw women's team will win. You got Tamina. They're building her up with Nia Jax. You got Ruby Riott, strong competitor. Let me stop my Twitter notifications on my phone. Keep going off, and it's annoying. So anyways, Nia Jax, Tamina, Ruby Riott, all strong competitors. And Mickie James is also very good women's wrestler. Natalya also very good. So I'm going with the Raw women's team to win. I'm not going to predict who I think will be eliminated first or second, third or fourth or fifth. Because I don't know who's going to be eliminated in order. I have no clue. So now I'm going to predict the Raw, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, another Survivor Series elimination match. You got Team Raw, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley. Hopefully, baby Leo Rush is not at ringside on the microphone. Somebody please call Child Protective Services and get Leo off TV. So, that's Team Raw against Team SmackDown. Shane McMahon, The Miz, Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy has been put on Team SmackDown because Daniel Bryan was taken off the team. And look what happened to Daniel Bryan. What a night Daniel Bryan has had. He was taken off the SmackDown team. He was a co-captain, taken off the SmackDown team, put in the main event for the WWE Championship, and Daniel Bryan won. He might have hit AJ with a low blow, but who cares? Win by any means necessary. Daniel Bryan is your new WWE Champion. He made history tonight. And I say made history because WWE title barely ever changes hands on TV. So Shane McMahon, Miz, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy is a SmackDown team. And I predict Team Raw will win. You got Braun Strowman. The guy's a fucking beast. He's strong as hell. Strong competitor. And in my opinion, Team Raw has a better team. Braun, Lashley, Drew, Dolph, and Corbin. Jeff, SmackDown is, I guess, if SmackDown did not have Shane McMahon, they would have a better team. But they have Shane McMahon on their team. And also, Shane McMahon is not the best in the world. Also, that punk-ass bitch sitting home in Chicago, trying to be a MMA commentator now. That punk-ass bitch is also not the best in the world. I'm sorry, CM Punk fanboys and fangirls, I'm sorry. The guy's not the best in the world anymore. He's sitting on his ass, wanting to be an MMA commentator. He's not the best in the world. At one point he was, but he's gone, so get the fuck over it that he's gone. I don't get why fans still want him back. I don't. I'm over the guy. The guy's a jerk off anyways, and he's a prick. Guy blocks everybody on Twitter that was a fan of his. I didn't do anything to the guy bad at all. And, he blocked me. So here's more comments to read. I don't just want to do all my predictions. I'll answer some of the comments if there are any questions. Laura says, don't know why, but I got the feeling Shane is the yes man to plan this match. Anyone else get that feeling? Maybe. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon did work together a long time. Shane was GM. Shane was commissioner. Daniel was GM. So maybe it's planned all along. I don't hate CM Punk. By the way, I just think the guy's a jerk off. And I think he's bitter as hell about wrestling. The guy seems very angry at all of pro wrestling. I don't know why. CM Punk, you should have been at All In. Instead, you sat your ass home to cry about getting your ass beat in your second UFC fight. And I agree, CM Punk is a lucky son of a bitch to be married to AJ Lee. I'm a fan of AJ Lee. Very sad, AJ Lee did not appear at Evolution. It would have been awesome to see her. But she's not going to appear for WWE again. I don't think she'll appear ever again. Unless CM Punk agrees to be put in the Hall of Fame, then she might appear and go in the Hall of Fame with him. AJ Lee was, she was a good wrestler. She wasn't great, but she was a damn good at promos. Really good talker. So AJ Lee, if Lita's a Hall of Famer, Jacqueline all these other women, AJ Lee is also a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. So, best in the world is Kenny Omega, according to Laura. That's it's a very good choice. It could also be argued that Okada is, or Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins, personally, for me, I think Seth Rollins is the best in the world. But Kenny Omega is a very good choice. I would love to see, I don't know if Kenny Omega will ever come to WWE. I really don't care if he does or does not. The guy's doing fine in New Japan. He doesn't need WWE. Nobody really needs WWE to make a lot of money. They don't. Not anymore. But it would be nice to see Kenny in WWE to take on AJ Styles, Rollins, Nakamura, Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe, Kenny Omega against Brock Lesnar. Why not? So where was I? My predictions up next. Final prediction. The champion versus champion matchup. Brock Lesnar, Universal Champion, take on AJ Styles. No, what am I saying? AJ just lost, and I already forgot. That's how shocking Daniel Bryan winning was. And I do think they did do that title change tonight. I do think Daniel AJ was the main event for the title because Becky Ronda was not taking place anymore. And that was a very good decision. Props to WWE. Really good for them for giving us a WWE Championship title change on SmackDown as I don't know what to call it. As a gift, I don't know, an extra Christmas gift or just a gift. WWE probably had Daniel Bryan win the title as a gift to the fans because we're not going to get to see Becky and Ronda, which WWE promoted a lot in the past 3-4 weeks. They really promoted Becky Ronda. So that's probably why Daniel Bryan won the title. It was a shocking victory. And in my opinion, it is a thank you to the fans because we do not get to see Becky Ronda at Survivor Series. And I loved it. I loved Daniel Bryan turning heel, doing that low blow. I loved everything about it. So here's another comment I'm going to read from Laura. If I were a wrestler, I would shoot on the WWE writers. I want to be a robot. You don't want to be a robot reading a promo written by Vince's people to just speak from the heart like a person. I agree. All promos in wrestling, in my opinion, should not be scripted by any of the talent. For any of the talent, they should not be scripted. If you're a wrestler and if you were a fan growing up, you should be smart enough to come up with your own damn promos and not need a script written for you. If I was in WWE, I would refuse. I would refuse to read a scripted promo. I would come up with my own. And I would be able to because I've been a fan of wrestling over 31 years, and I'd be able to do that. The only guys that I think are allowed to cut their own promos, it seems like, are Brock, but he barely says anything. Ronda Rousey comes up with her own promos, and I think Becky Lynch, when she cuts her promos, I think she comes up with that. So Becky, Brock, and who else did I say? Becky, Brock, and Ronda Rousey, I believe, are allowed to write their own promos. Maybe Rollins also. I don't know. Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champ, taking on Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, the new, yes, the new WWE Champion. That is my reaction to Daniel Bryan winning. I was very happy. Again, he just won the title less than an hour ago. Don't believe me? Go to WWE's YouTube and watch it. Daniel Bryan is the new champion. It could say the match had a lot of controversy in it because the ref did not see the low blow. Too bad, Daniel is still the champion. And maybe Shane did work with Daniel Bryan or put Daniel in this match right before Survivor Series to screw AJ. I don't know. AJ and Shane actually have a lot of history. They had a WrestleMania match. So another comment from Laura. I would go to Paul to write my promo for me in WWE. That's my only exception. Which Paul? Which Paul are you talking about, Laura? Triple H or Paul Heyman? Because they both got the name Paul. I don't think Triple H writes promos anyway. He just runs the shows with a headset. Paul Heyman. That's a very good choice. I would take a lot of advice from Paul Heyman if I was in WWE also, and I'm sure the guy's nice enough to give advice to the talent that comes up to him. So Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar. Now, one-on-one, champion versus champion, non-title. AJ Styles might do a run-in. I wouldn't doubt it. If AJ got involved, attacked Daniel Bryan, then maybe Shane will come out, get on the mic, and say, I'm just coming up with this off the top of my head. Shane McMahon will maybe say, AJ, you want to get involved? Okay, you're involved. This is now a triple threat, no disqualification match. Brock, AJ, Daniel. That might happen. But my prediction for Brock, Daniel Bryan, is Brock Lesnar. I don't see Vince having Brock lose because Vince does not want Brock to lose. I don't think until WrestleMania. So Brock wins against Daniel Bryan. Hopefully, it will be turned into a triple threat. Hard to believe it's been 13 years since Eddie Guerrero passed away. Is today the date? I'm not sure. I think it is. I'm going to check if today's the day that Eddie passed away. Probably is. Let me look it up here on the old internet machine. Take about 20 seconds. November 13th, 2005. You're on the money, Laura. I wasn't aware it was today. I forgot. Very sad. I'm going to give a few thoughts on Eddie Guerrero. November 13th, 2005, he passed away. That's crazy. 13 years ago. Eddie was one of my favorite wrestlers to watch. The guy was so damn good. The guy was so damn entertaining. Eddie entertained every fan. And we should be grateful that we got to see Eddie in his prime entertain us all. I thought Eddie was a very good WWE champion. I know backstage Eddie was very hard on himself, and he thought he wasn't. Eddie thought he wasn't a good champion for the company. I disagree. I thought Eddie was a very good WWE champion, and I was really pissed that Eddie dropped the title so soon at Great American Bash 2005 against JBL. Eddie Guerrero is the reason you enjoyed wrestling. That's a comment from Laura. That's really cool to hear that. Victor, did WWE mention it on their Twitter? I didn't see if they mentioned it. I don't know. I don't know if they mentioned it. I'm sure a lot of fans remembered and mentioned it. Anyways, man, Eddie was a great WWE champion. The guy was one of the greatest of all time. He had it all. He could cut promos. He could wrestle. He could entertain. Eddie Guerrero, if the guy would have lived, I think Eddie Guerrero would have been a great commentator or a great backstage writer or coming up with matches, booking matches out or laying matches out and spots to matches, being an agent. Eddie would have been a great agent backstage. He would have really helped WWE backstage. Eddie was great in ECW. Watch Eddie Guerrero in ECW in 95. The guy was damn good. He had classics. Eddie Guerrero had classics. So Busted Open. The radio show Busted Open. You're talking about Victor on Sirius XM. I listen to that a lot. But I didn't listen to the whole show today. I only listened to over 30 minutes of Busted Open so far on the Tuesday episode. I'm a big fan of Busted Open. That's a very good, entertaining, good wrestling show to listen to. That's not the reason I got Sirius XM, but it's a great reason. If you're a wrestling fan, listen to Busted Open. It's a great reason to subscribe to Sirius XM for Busted Open Radio. Personally, I want Sirius XM, and I subscribe to it for the Howard Stern Show. I'm a huge super fan of Howard Stern. So Laura says, I remember this day. I thought Eddie Guerrero was playing a joke on us, but no, when Vince said Eddie's dead, I cried my eyes out. Still hurts it. I agree. I'll tell you a story, a personal story about that Eddie Guerrero tribute show. When Vince announced Eddie was dead, I never cried harder. I've never cried that hard in my life. Since Eddie passed away, I never have cried that hard. I was crying my eyes out. I was really upset. Especially when they it's hard to think about and not get choked up. When they played that video package on Eddie Guerrero and his career, showing his family, him growing up in a ring, that tribute video to Eddie Guerrero, that was just too much to take. That I broke down and I cried super hard. The only other time I cried really hard like that was for Owen Hart. When I heard Owen Hart passed away, the Raw tribute show, I broke down and I cried really hard. The night I heard Owen Hart passed away before Raw, I cried really hard. But seriously, I've never cried that hard for any wrestler's death as I did for Eddie Guerrero. Again, the guy was great in ECW. He was a great TV champion. He was great in WCW. And the guy did the best work of his career in WWE. So long live Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. You are missed every day. Definitely, you are missed big time by all the wrestling fans. Another comment. So Laura says, you know what I hated is when they used Eddie Guerrero in a storyline with Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, that made me mad. A lot of fans were really pissed at that. I wasn't surprised or pissed or shocked. I was not surprised that they brought up Eddie's death for a storyline. I was not surprised. They do it all the time. They did it for Charlotte Flair's brother. Paige brought him up in a storyline. And they've recently brought up Natalia's father, which sadly, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, when he passed away, now they're still bringing him up in a storyline with trying to get cheap heat on Ruby Riott, I guess. They should stop that. They should stop bringing up dead wrestlers and storylines. It's pointless. It's just cheap heat. Doesn't bother me, but because I expect it, but they should stop doing it. So time to end the stream. This is more like a Q&A show. And it was my Survivor Series predictions. I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you to anybody that has watched the live stream. I appreciate it. I really do. So this was my Survivor Series 2018 predictions. Survivor Series is this Sunday. Watch it. And follow me on Twitter at WWE NXT Guy. And like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also to fans that are not going to watch because Becky is not a part of the event anymore. That's stupid. My loyalty is for WWE, not just one person. But you want to be like that, go ahead, be stupid like that. That's all I'm going to say. And it's not towards one person. Many people have told me they're not going to watch because Becky's not wrestling anymore. Well, I think that's stupid, and I'll never understand that. So, final comment I'll read. The one you hated most was, that was not good. The Brian Pillman's wife interview. That was not a smart move. I do believe WWE did pay her a lot of money to help her and her family, but she should have not agreed. Brian Pillman's wife should have not agreed to go on TV and talk about his death. And Brian Pillman Jr., he's not too happy that his mother did that interview on Raw. I heard him say it in an interview. Brian Pillman Jr. said basically she was profiting off his name and they weren't even together before he died. Brian Pillman Jr. said they were not even together anymore. And that Brian Pillman Jr. and his mom barely speak at all and have a relationship. That was just wrong. I don't know. She shouldn't have went on TV and cried and talked about his death. Or I don't know. She might have talked about his drug use. I don't remember, but that was disgraceful that she went on Raw. Hope you enjoy my Survivor Series predictions. It's going to be a good event. Charlotte Ronda is going to be very interesting. We've never seen it before. Daniel Bryan, Brock is going to be very interesting and entertaining. So bye for now, everybody.